Kevin Clark is from Regina. Brad Glynn is from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And they will decide who is going to be our first semifinalist in men's 5-pin play.
Kevin Clark to lead it off by virtue of his .281 score in the first match. Big angle. Ball didn't move at all, and again, he's not playing much for the ball to move because of the speed and the angle he's playing. Make a mistake at the arrows, though, and it's going to miss the head pin. Better lift, but drove the head pin straight back. Open frame to start for Kevin Clark.
Real focus.
Just running through the keys. Know what it is? He's really struggled on that right-hand side. First game he missed it 3 times, and now here misses it early.
You almost get the sense that he thinks he may be a little too quick, throwing it maybe a little too hard. You can see him just settle down, relax, take it easy.
Wow. And punches it straight back. One of the keys for him is his pace in the approach. And he's got a kid's song that goes on in his head to try and remind himself of that pace through the approach, because it has such a big effect on release point and loft on the ball. Wow, punch.
So Glynn with a 13 to Clark's 15 to start.
Just inside the center arrow that time, but drove the head pin straight back. He was right on the nose. First head pin or split of any kind for Brad Glynn, and we've seen his speed and power basically overpower the pins and break up those splits.
There you see Clark, as so often happens in bowling, your opponent either stares at the floor. Just from the sound of the pins, he knows what's happening. He doesn't have to look.
You're playing your own game. You got to get focused. You don't want to watch the other bowlers' ball reaction or what happens out on the lanes. It's all about just playing your own game.
Not a great start for Brad Glynn. 2 opens, 25 through 2.
Wow. Really missed that one left. Kevin Clark shaking his head. Started the last game with that 3-pin punch as well. Again, because of that big angle he plays, if you miss your target at the arrows by even at one board, you get that kind of a result. Neither player here off to a good start in this match.
Well, you can see it's a bit of a struggling start for both Kevin Clark of Regina Brad Glynn from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, as each of them look to become our first semifinalist. Men's 5-pin play, 2 opens for Clark, and now he gets the chop off, and smiling about it, realizing that, you know, considering the way he pulled a 281, beating Terry Little, of the defending champion, in our opening game.
Well, and he got the ball back to the head pin. That's the first time he's hit it in this match, so I mean, he's happy about that. He didn't make a great shot, but he'll take the chop off and the spare.
Now here's Brad Glynn, who bowled a 275 in beating Dale Lillimo, but Glynn opened with a 13 and then a 12.
Punched the head pin on the last frame. Almost looks like he's trying to throw the ball too hard now. Pick it up in the replay here. See if his swing has changed any. Not really. It looks similar. It's just at the bottom of the swing. Almost a lunge at it to try and get extra speed. He throws the ball hard enough. He doesn't really need to get any extra on it.
So heading towards his 3rd straight open here. Now, you were part of his pre-shot routine. You know, the focus settled down, and mentioned that he's in the final year of primary education and at Memorial University. And he does use that kid's song, the Yeti Stomp, as a bit of a give himself some rhythm.
Well, and that last shot he just made was exactly where he wants to throw the bowling ball, and it was coming back off the approach. It was, yes, that's the one I need to throw.
You can actually spell. Watch it. He mouths the words. He does. You can hear him. You can just see him mouth the song.
Second head pin for Brad Glynn, both coming on lane 33. Still talking to himself.
It's not uncommon, though, in other sports too. I know in auto racing, for example, there are some drivers who get on a circuit and they will have a song in their head just to give them some rhythm through the corners. It's just they use the beat to do that. But look at this. I mean, by comparison to what he threw in his opening game, open, 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 open.
Well, the other thing, in the opening match, he was 8 for 11 on the head pin and got 5 strikes. And this time he's only 2 out of 4 and hasn't got a strike yet in the match.
Kevin Clark has this great opportunity here. He has the spare up in 3, has another chance for a spare. And this is the perfect time that the really good ones jump all over it. You know, your opponent is struggling a little bit. You got to make a mark here.
And here's the opening. Take advantage. Kevin Clark with 2 good shots. The first one leaving the right corner, and then the spare on the comeback.
So up by 18 through 3, and he has a spare up now in 4. Kevin is the purchasing manager for Janitor's Warehouse.
He's just a little bit left of his target, just in between the 2nd and 3rd arrow from the left gutter. Got the head pin thin. 2nd chop off of the match. And good cover. Kevin has been steady making spares. That's 3 in a row now.
All right, so have a look now at Brad Glynn as he tries to, for his first mark here in 5.
Better shot. didn't look like that time he tried to overthrow it. A little bit thin, right-hand pocket. Ball skips around the corner pin, leaving him the right corner to shoot.
There's the difference. I mean, here's an open, then he has a head pin. And interestingly enough, the head pins come on that one lane on 2 and 4. But still looking for his first mark and an opportunity here, leaving the right corner.
5th frame, but crucial point in this match. He needs a spare to stay in it.
There it is for Brad Glynn.
Something about that lane. That's the 3rd head pin in a row. Still shaking his head. Just hasn't seemed to get on track this game, Vic. He looked loose and really throwing the ball great in the first match when he got that 275.
Brad plays out of the holiday lanes in St. John's, league average of 260. His whole family involved. His brother bowls, his dad's a provincial coach. Tried to squeeze the 3 over, and it's another open frame after that spare in 5. His dad John, his mom Jody, and a little encouragement now from his girlfriend Karen Eaton. She's also a bowler, been a bowler all her life too.
Great shot from Kevin Clark. A little shake of the head, wondering why that right corner pin stood up. But the experience of Kevin Clark may be the difference in this match. He's had openings. He's taken advantage of them. Second right corner spare of the match.
So you can see it's 111.75 through 5. And again, you know, it's nothing that's, it's not a dominating performance by Kevin. It's just enough. Brad's done nothing really so far.
Well, the difference is that Kevin's been breaking up split possibilities. And that's the first strike of the match, and the crowd giving Kevin a big hand. But he's made all his spares. Left pins, made the spares.
Absolutely. I mean, a mark is better than no mark. And when you look at Brad's scorecard, he only has the 1.
The difference is 3 head pins for Brad. And you don't get a chance to make those spares.
He needs now to get something going. Brad Glynn got it here. He
there
does.
It is.
That's good response from Brad in his first TV appearance.
Very smooth to the approach, and that time it didn't look like he tried to overthrow it. Right hand pocket, and the ball takes out the right corner pin.
Got another one? Yes.
Oh, thin left side and carries a big double for Brad Glynn.
Was that a case of just overpowering?
A little bit of the angle. He catches it thin, and the head pin sweeps the right side away.
So now pressure back on Clark. I mean, he's comfortably in front, as you see, through 6, and he has a strike up in 7, but knows now that maybe Glynn has found his range. And this will bring him back a little bit.
What he wants to guard against is big, wide open frames. You know, head pins where you can't make a spare, throwing it through the gaps, those kinds of things. Stay in the wood.
That'll hurt.
he's opened the door now. Brad Glynn can get a double here, coming back in 9 and 10 and get to within 3 in this match.
Yeah, it's an open frame for him, a 15 count in 8. Bad timing. We've just known and seen that over the years. You just like to mark out, especially when you come into that 9th frame. And look what now Brad Glynn has got going with strikes in 7 and 8. Clark. That's better.
Yes.
That's better.
It did. Right-hand side that time, a little bit thick. Kevin Clark with a possible 271. The game's in his hands. He can win it all on his own, no matter what Brad Glynn does. Brad's only got 268 left if he finishes the 9th and 10th frames with strikes.
No.
4th head pin of this match for Brad Glynn.
Yeah.
And that's obviously been the difference in the match. Kevin Clark, when he's hit the middle and not got the strikes, has left him something that's spareable. Now trying to spare it. Knew he needed it.
Playing it out now, and he'll come out with the open here in a 158 through 9.
Now, even with 3 in a row, Brad with a possible 203. Kevin sitting at 196 with that strike. All he's got to do is keep the ball on the lane. Second right corner pin of the match. Just didn't seem to throw the ball the same way he did in the first game. Maybe it's that pressure. Kevin put it on him fairly early in this match. We'll keep our eye out. This young 23-year-old, I'm sure, will be back.
Yeah, big finish for him. It's a 188 for Brad Glynn, well below his league average, 260. But Kevin Clark will become our first semifinalist out of Regina. A year ago, losing in the preliminaries. And now this year becoming our first to the Final Four.
Nice freewheel on that shot. Smooth to the foul line.
And again, sorry.
I was just going great release.
And again, not a, you look at his potential as a 241. He averages 257. You'd look at the card and go, okay, well, there's what he has 1, 2 strikes, 3 strikes basically, but it was the spares. It was just enough. He looked at his opponent's opens, and that's what carried him through. As Kevin Clark bowls at 236.
Kevin Clark accurate, hit the middle 9 times that game, but made his spares when he had the opportunities. That's the difference in this match.
Regina's Kevin Clark is the first of our Final Four in men's 5-pin play.